you get into education to work with students. That's the reason. That's kind of your passion when you get into education, to be a teacher or an administrator or a counselor. And for the last 3 years, I've been less able to be in buildings and interact with students and interact with teachers. So that's what I'm most excited about, is an opportunity to get back in and kind of get back to the front lines and be in the building working with people. Well, it's probably the most challenging thing is that I'm walking into it and everybody knows that I am not the long-term person. So, with the resignation of Dr. Hostetler middle of the summer for health reasons, it created a situation where we didn't really have the time to be able to do a proper search for the principal that this building deserves. And with me being the director of secondary education, it made the most sense for me to step in and help this year. So one of the challenges is knowing that this is just kind of a temporary situation. So that can potentially put the building and the students and the staff and the community in kind of in a state of flux. So really my big job is to, just help provide some stability and to help and kind of send the message that if we all work together, we can have one heck of a school year. And then by the end of this year, we're going to have the new lead principal in the fold, ready to lead this building forward. Oh, wow. So I would have to go a long way back. My first teaching job, I was a social studies teacher at University City High School. And there were a couple of committees that I got involved in where the things that I was able to, some of the ideas that I was able to work through and work with other people to put some initiatives together for the building, I really liked that feeling of being able to have an impact on all of the students and all of the staff, rather than just the 25 kids that I had every class period. And when I went into teaching, I wasn't thinking, oh, one day I'm going to be an administrator. But having a few of those experiences made me think, you know what, maybe I like that. And that's an avenue that I wanted to pursue. Oh yeah, my entire educational career has been working with high schoolers. So I was a high school social studies teacher. I was a dean of students at Francis South Central. I've been an assistant principal at Pattonville High School, at Fort Zumwalt North High School. I was the associate principal at Francis South Central for 5 years. And then for the past 3 years, I've been director of secondary education. So the entirety of my years of experience in education has been with high school. My undergrad was at the time, it was called Mount Mercy College in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, tiny school. Now it's Mount Mercy University. I did take some classes at the University of Iowa, and then I got my master's degree at Lindenwood and my doctorate. Excited for this year, again, just being back in a building, being able to interact with kids or with students, with staff members every day. One of the things that I always used to do when I was at Central was if I was having a rough day, because sometimes when you're working in education you have a rough day or you're dealing with a difficult situation. I loved going into that rock star teacher's classroom and just sitting, not for an evaluation, not for a walkthrough, but just being in there, seeing what a good teacher does with motivated students. That just recharges the spirit. So I am really excited about being able to do that much more frequently.
What teacher was it?
Oh gosh, I had so many. Roxanne Fetch was great. Jennifer Martin was great, she's here now. She's actually a North High teacher this year. Matt Schott, Patrick Reed. I feel like if I'm saying some names and not saying all the names that I'm going to hurt some feelings, but those were some of the names that just came to top of mind. Let's see, my favorite band I would say is the Deftones. They were really popular when I was late high school, early college. I'm a big fan of Tool. So Deftones and Tool are probably my two favorites.
Song from that.
Ooh, by the Deftones, there's a song called Be Quiet and Drive. That's easily my favorite song ever. Any place where there's a lake or a pond and a cabin, kind of do some fishing, get the kids out on kayaks. I've got a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old, and they know how to kayak, so I would say something like that. Outside of, before kids, I would say Italy. I've had the great fortune of being able to spend 25 days in Italy in one calendar year. That was amazing.
Wow.
So that was pretty great. I'm going to go college. So I grew up in eastern Iowa. It's the Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa football, Iowa basketball, Iowa anything.